Hey everybody! So today we're going to go through how to solve and the answers for the Secret Order of Keys from Lootcrate of February 2017. And when I first got this in my unboxing that you may have seen a few days ago, I was curious. I was like, what is that? And they have a website you can go to on the back, lootcrate.com/keys. And when you sign in, it will give you 6 challenges, and if you do those 6 challenges and put in the correct answers for each one of them, then you get an extra thing in your next month's Loot Crate, an extra item. And it has to be done before March 5th by 9 p.m. And so I figured I would give it a try and check it out, and I had so much fun that I wanted to do a video for you guys to show you how to solve the puzzles and what the answers would be. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this, so if it's something you want to do on your own, make sure that you kind of skip the answers, and I will let you know when that happens, but we are going to go through how to solve them. So if you needed a little bit of help, you can go to each section and see how they're solved, so you can figure them out on your own, but we will be going through the answers as well. The 6 challenges are named as follow. We have the Blueprint Sleuth, the Decipher Drop, Puzzle My Ride, Mighty Mega Grid, Monolithic Masonry, and Serpentine Sculpture. So we're going to start with the Blueprint Sleuth, and what that is you have a PDF that you have to print out. It's got about 8 pages on it, I think it is, and you print those out, and you have to print them out at actual size. Don't do fit to screen. So make sure that when you do print, you uncheck fit to screen and it's the actual size. Then you cut along some of the lines and you put them together to make one large map. And it looks like this. One big map. And I have them all taped together, you can see that. And what you do is you take your big map, and you take your Batman, your little Batman with his crooked ears, and you take the ears off, because that's all you need. You only need this part. And you're going to use the gap between his ears to measure the letters on the map. So let's take a look at this map. This is the map together. And you'll see you have the letters and points. So you move the ears around to find those letters. And when you do that, you get this. This is how you map it around. And you guys can pause the video so you can look at that if you want for a little while. But then after you do that and you get all of your letters together, that's what all of your letters are. And then if you break them apart, it says, which of Batman's allies runs Wayne Enterprises? So if you don't know who that is, just Google it up. But the answer, and this is the spoiler part, so if you don't want to know the answer, pause this or fast forward or whatever, skip it. Lucius Fox. Lucius Fox runs Wayne Enterprises. And that's the answer for Blueprint Sleuth. Now, I had a lot of fun doing that one, taping the pages together very precisely, and I enjoyed mapping them out. It made me feel like a kid again when I would get a color book work group, one of those workbooks that had puzzles in there and coloring and all that kind of stuff. And I'm an older man now, but still, I love things that make me feel like a kid. This whole game makes it feel like a big treasure hunt. I love it. Our second challenge is going to be the Decipher Drop. And for this one, you print out these 2 pages. And I printed in black and white just because I don't have color on my printer. So we'll look at what they are in color. But the first one is going to show you what you need to do with your pieces. And the pieces you're using are going to be your magnet Tetris pieces that you got in your Loot Crate. Woo! I like these things. Then you're going to use this paper to follow the instructions and put them down. Now the first one that you're going to do, you see you have the blue, red, and purple down there. You need to set that up automatically as the way it shows you on that picture. And then for the next 4 steps on round 1, you drop them down starting with 1, the yellow square, starting on the left side. And you drop them down in how they tell you to manipulate them. So for the purple one, you have to turn it to the right 2 turns, go over 2 spaces to the right, and then drop it down. And then for the second and third rounds, you're doing all of those steps, starting at the left, then adjusting and dropping down. And when you do that on this board, you will have letters that are being shown. And this is where we're going to get the answers. So if you don't want to know the answer, pause or skip forward. But the answer would look like this. You have round 1, 2, and 3, and it spells out, starting from the top down, fire in the sky. And that would be the answer for the second challenge. The third challenge is going to be Puzzle My Ride. Now you're going to be using your Lego. I got Wonder Woman, but there's other ones, and they have a PDF to print out depending on which Lego you got. So for the one, but all of them are going to be the same process. So I got the Lego one for Wonder Woman. And then what you're going to do is you're going to print this paper out, and you have a ship down there at the bottom. So you have to take that ship and build it exactly the way it looks. There's no instructions on how to build it. You have to just look at the picture and figure out how it goes together. And it will look like this. Ooh, I put Wonder Woman on it, but that is what it looks like. Then you put it on the paper. And when you put it on the paper, it will hide some of the letters. And then you want to just take the letters that are not covered, like this, and it spells out, and this is the answer, pieces of resistance. Type in pieces with an S, so it spells pieces instead of just piece, of resistance. And that is the answer. The fourth challenge is called Mighty Mega Grid. And it uses your t-shirt that you got in your loot crate. You can see it's got a grid there with the Zord, the Mega Zord being put together. And what you're going to do is print out these papers. Each one has a different grid on it. And you have to overlay those grids to find the answer. Now what I did is I started with just the head because that had the most blank space. And then I took each paper and I held it on top of each other and put it up to the light so that I could see where the similarities are on the grid. To show you better how that would look, I'm going to use a blue background. But this is the one that I started with. You have your grid. And then you place the other one on top of it, like so. And then the next one. And then last one. And you can follow the arrows. However, you have a couple of them that are missing. You have a couple of arrows that are missing. You have to use your shirt for that. And so once you use your shirt, you get the last 4 arrows, which are the 2 near the legs and the 2 near the arms. And then you follow the arrows around to get your answer. Spoilers, if you don't want to know the answer, skip ahead. And when you put the letters together, it will spell out Initiate Megazord Sequence. And for those of you that don't know, make sure Megazord is one word. If you try to type it in as Mega Space Zord, it's going to give you a wrong answer. So initiate is one word, Megazord is one word, and sequence. And then you'll have the correct answer. The fifth challenge, you have to create your own Tetris pieces. And I had a lot of fun doing this. It was almost kind of like origami, not really, but you print out the papers and you fold them up and you cut out the pieces and tape it together, and you end up making your own Tetris pieces, three-dimensional Tetris pieces that have letters and lines on them. I also spent the time to color them a bit. Since I have black and white, I needed the colors because I don't have a color printer, or I don't have color ink. Once you create your three-dimensional Tetris pieces, then you have to assemble it in this order. And the only reference you have is to make sure the T on yellow is in the top left corner. So when you put them together like that, you get this. And what you need to do is start with the star, and you're going to follow the white line and write all of the letters down. But you have to go in 3 dimensions. Now I have it flat on a surface, and then I just flipped it over so I can get the back part. But these 3 pictures will show you the entire map. You can map through the entire thing with these. And if you get all of the letters, they spell out Architect of Pantheon. And then you have to look up who was the architect of the Pantheon. So spoilers, this is where we get to the answer now that you know how to solve it. If you don't want to know the answer, skip ahead. But the answer is Apollodorus of Damascus. Now you need to make sure you put in the of Damascus. Don't just put in Apollodorus, because that is his name. He is of that city. He doesn't have a last name. So write out Apollodorus of Damascus to get the correct answer for this challenge. And finally, the 6th challenge is called Serpentine Sculpture. But this time you're going to make more of a cubed shape. And you're going to, only reference is going to be that N. Now, it did take me a couple of times of organizing these pieces around, because you're going to start with the N, and you can see that there is a black line. I'll put it this way. So the next piece, the yellow, you need to make sure it's the section that has a black line that's connecting to it, because this is where you're going to start. You're going to start with this hexagon of a G, and you're going to follow the black line back around. But when you do that, you're spelling the word backwards, because this is the end point. If you read the instructions, it says that it ends with this G. So you're going to assemble it together like this, and you can see on that first picture that's where the N is. And all 3 of these pictures will give you a map. You can follow the black line using these 3 pictures. It spells out original Tetris theme song, but it does spell it out backwards, and you need to turn it around to be able to figure that out. And this is where we get the answer, so if you don't want to know the answer, skip ahead or pause, get away. The answer is Korobeiniki. I did not know that, and I find that very interesting. I did not know that that's what the song was called. That's pretty cool. After you have all 6 answers, you're going to enter them into the website. So you log into your Lootcrate account, and you go to the secret order of the keys. It's lootcrate.com/keys. And this is where you're going to put your answers in. You have to spell them exactly the way that the answers are spelt. And you're going to get these solves. And once you're done with that, you're going to get this key. And this is the build key. I have unlocked the build key. And this is where it says, you unlocked the build key by the deadline. Look for bonus loot in your next loot crate. Woohoo! While supplies last. So I really hope that I was able to get mine in while supplies last, but I think so. I finished these a couple of days early, and I think the reason they make the deadline March 5th is they probably pre-ordered a whole bunch, like a mass amount of whatever it is they're giving us, and they know that they may have that many people before the 5th. So I think they're trying to make sure anyone that does it by the deadline will get whatever item that is. But what do you guys think? Did you have fun doing these? I had a blast. It made me feel like a kid again. I had a lot of fun just playing when I would put a movie on in the background and build my Tetris pieces and make my maps and color my things and build my little Legos and map stuff around. I had a blast. I had a lot of fun. I can't wait for next month and do those challenges as well. But comment below and let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. And I will see you in the next video.